What's cracking, Jump Nation family? It's your boy here, Rushy S, aka the Jump Rope Coach, coming to you live, well, not quite live, but kind of coming to you live from the official RA head office here in South London. It's an absolutely beautiful day outside here. We haven't had too much sun as well this summer, but usually I'll be recording tutorials. But now and then I like to sprinkle in a few Q&As, and I've been getting a lot of questions recently. And yeah, I did a little kind of poll on Instagram, and I just want to kind of get those off my chest and help you guys understand what's been going on in the background or any other questions that kind of pop up. A lot of people have the same kind of questions when it comes to Q&As, and I think sometimes they're just a good chance for me to express what's going on and to help you guys get into my mind a little bit more. So guys, sit back, relax. I'm gonna keep it short this one. I'm gonna try and aim to keep it in within 7 or 8 minutes.
Why the fuck you lying?
Let's get straight into it, guys. Like, a lot of you have just joined this channel recently and maybe not really seen much of the stuff in the last 4 years since we started. The first question comes here, asking, when did the idea of starting Russia Flakes click in your mind? So that's a great question, and really for those who've just really joined in the recent months. But the idea of Russia Flakes was, it started in 2015, and the way it really clicked, guys, was that year I was going through a kind of hard time in my life when it came to kind of work. I used to come in and out of work, my office job, 9 to 5 job that I had as an accountant, and I'd look around me and I'd look at my boss and I'd look at the people around me, and people have been there for years and years. And not to knock any of those people who, you know, work hard for a living and obviously, you know, just try and provide for their families and themselves. But I looked around me and I just didn't see any ambition. Getting a phone call here. I didn't see any ambition. I didn't see any kind of drive from a lot of the people. And I was just someone who was looking for a little bit more. And from the moment I picked up a skipping rope and started practicing, I really decided that it was something I wanted to share with the world, because I was getting so many cool benefits from this kind of form of training. A lot of things started to change for me. A lot more positive kind of energy started to come into my body, a lot more focus. Obviously on the training side, I was getting a lot more fitter. And at this point I was turning 30. So it was just one of those things where I just really wanted to do something cool for myself, try and do something fun, pursue like a kind of hobby on the side. And that moment when I was trying to learn myself, I didn't see any other content around the internet regarding skipping. And I just decided just to turn the camera on and just try and share a simple tutorial, try and share like the Mayweather techniques that I'd been learning at the time. And as the video started to get a few more views and more people started to get involved, I just started to put out more and more content around skipping and to really try and teach people the fundamentals and everything that I was going through. And what just kind of happened was just kind of like a snowball effect. Whilst I was still working, I had this hobby, this passion, this just this real fire inside me driving on the side, which just kind of kept going. It kept me going every single day. It made me feel really good. And you know, a couple of years down the line in 2017, I decided to create a rope that backed up the vision and to help a lot more people feel connected with this form of fitness. And yeah, when we released the money rope, it just kind of snowballed more from that, and we just created more content, man. So that in a nutshell is just how it kind of clicked in my mind. It was something I wanted to share. It was a skill that I was gaining, and I just felt like more of the world really need to understand it. And I really understood the essence of community, and that is what a lot of you who watch this channel behind this camera, like, that is the point of all of this. Like, I don't feel like I have followers. I feel like I'm building a community, and I feel like I have such a big family around the world, and it's just beautiful, really, honestly. Like, it's just amazing. Right, that was pretty long. I don't know, I probably went over the time frame that I wanted. What types of sneakers are best option for? What types of sneakers are the best option to, can't even read. All right, basically, what are the best trainers to protect the ankles? Now, you guys have a few options. You can use boxing trainers, which have a very nice ankle support. The reason why I don't really use boxing shoes so much, I used to, but the reason is because they are very flat-footed. I'm flat-footed in general, but I just felt them just too flat-footed and just too restrictive around my ankles. And I've got really small, skinny-ass ankles. But like, I really prefer the Fly Knit feel, which is the really just trainer sock type of look, really light, bendy, flexible, like not bulky. But if you want to protect the ankles, then go for boxing trainers, in my opinion. Floyd Mayweather has jumped with your rope, but do you know if he knows who you are? Well, I mean, we all wish Floyd knew us, right? I guess, like, I can only wish right now. But I believe that he's heard maybe bits about me. The guy who helped me put the money rope into his hands, or helped me, you know, get my rope into his hands, a guy named Collins, who worked at the Mayweather boxing and fitness gym, that just kind of made this all happen. I'm sure he might have just, you know, dropped a word or something like that and said, listen, like, make a video with this rope, or have you still got the skills, like just take this rope, there's a guy out there who's been inspired by you. I'd like to think he maybe mentioned something along those lines, and maybe Floyd does know about, you know, the whole skipping community. He might know about all of you guys and might be following behind the scenes, you know, who knows. How have you stayed away from negativity when you started Rush Athletics? And this is a great question. Now, negativity is around us every single day, every single moment. There's something that is trying to pierce our minds and our beings, like just something outside forces, internal forces, whatever it may be, friends around you, family around you. And I mean, luckily I haven't had like super massive negative vibes around me. Like, I'm very blessed like that. But one of the main reasons for this, guys, is that I've just blocked it. I've just blocked it before it's even got a hold of me. You know, like, these are the forces that can really ruin someone's life. And I personally believe I'm quite strong mentally. So internally, if a kind of negative thought comes internally, like, all it really does is just act opposite and actually makes me want to get rid of it and actually just try and push past problems. So for example, when I had, you know, all these operations in the last 2-3 years, I had a massive elbow operation, I had two massive hip operations even before the brand of Rush Athletics started, and actually during the moment of when we were releasing products and stuff, like major setbacks. Like, I spin it on its head and I think, you know what, this is a sign, there's a reason why I'm going through this, and all I'm gonna do is just blast past it and do better for myself. And I talk about kind of overcoming obstacles, pushing past brick walls and all this kind of stuff. And that's how I see negative energy, guys. I see it as just obstacles that have been put in place to prove yourself. And one, you can get rid of them. If it's friends, family, just cut them off or try and limit them in your life. And just another way is just feel like you have that self-belief and that ability to actually just get over these obstacles, and don't see it as just kind of, it's just there, so you have to accept it. Like, just try and do what you can to remove them. Right, next question is, what tunes do you skip to? Really easy, guys, like pretty much everything. Sometimes I even skip to reggaeton. I really like the beat, really chilled, especially for footwork. You got just a nice rhythm there. And then if I want to just go into something really more hardcore, I listen to my Trap Nation, which you guys hear a lot on this channel. That really has a really nice tempo and beat and rhythm to kind of go to, like just doing fast combinations and really working out hard. And I even sometimes, like, you wouldn't believe it, but I even sometimes just listen to kind of like podcasts. Like, I just listen to like a podcast, maybe something like from Gary Vee, who I really like to listen to. And I'll just skip, and I'll have these guys talking or this interview happening, and it just allows me to fill my mind with just kind of cool thoughts, you know. And 40-year-old dad here, think I'm fit but getting a belly, can skipping help? All right, easy, quick, short answer, 100,000,000% yes. And I'm not even just saying that. I do obviously promote a lot of skipping on this channel, so I'm always going to be a little bit biased. But if you need to lose a belly, number one, right, you just got to kind of stick to the science here. You have to make sure that you're eating clean. You have to make sure that you're doing a lot more cardio or fitness, or burning a lot more calories than you are intaking. So that's just the science right there, right? So whether or not you're doing 1,000 skips a day, if you're consuming 5 or 6 hamburgers or whatever it is, you're gonna struggle to really lose weight. So if you've got a belly, if you're getting a belly, just make sure you keep your diet in check, but ramp up your skipping and make sure that you use the right moves to burn as much calories as you can. Just get that sweat on and the belly will come off, I promise you. Do you think jump rope burns muscle gains? This person thinks it does. And yeah, they could be right. You know what it is like? It's like, again, go back to the science. When you're doing a lot of cardio and you're not intaking a lot of food, you're gonna naturally lose weight, right? You're gonna naturally kind of like maybe burn into muscle as well. If you're over excessive in your cardio, muscle growth is all about eating right, yeah? So putting on the calories, you will gain the growth, and it's just as simple as that, guys. Like me, for example, like I try and stay as lean as I can. I'm not really fussed about if I lose gains because I do too much skipping. I just know that if I can up my intake of food and train hard, then I will put the muscle on if I want to. If I do want to lose weight, I'll stop like eating like how I normally do and cut the calories and start training like I do with the rope. So you just got to be kind of like in tune with your diet and how much cardio you're doing, but you shouldn't really be burning that much muscle unless you're skipping like crazy. Like if you're doing so much skipping a day and you're not intaking the food that you need to go with that kind of excessive cardio. Was leaving your 9-to-5 job strategically done, e.g. had the finances in place? I left on October I can't remember the actual date, October the 8th I think was the official leave date for my job, which I'd been for about 8 years now. It did take a long time to really decide whether or not to quit that job. Was it strategic? Did I have the finances in place? I mean, guys, like, you know what happens, right? Like when you have a side hustle or a hobby that starts to just engulf your whole life, when you're at work, you start to think about it, you know, you come home, you're thinking about it, it's taking up so much of your time, and it starts to make, you know, some good traction, some good growth and some money, then you really need to weigh up, like, are you happy to kind of come out of this comfort zone? You know, you've got your pension, your job, your office life, you just know it, you know your people, you're there forever. And then here you've got this kind of thing which feels like unstable. It feels like it's, you know, you're not sure what it is. You're not sure where it could go. How much growth is there? Is it just like a kind of one-off thing? And you have all this risk and all this kind of uncertainty here. And here is just all this kind of big, nice bubble where you can just chill. You just stay there till you're like 65. You pick up a nice pension. Like, I'm not gonna say it's strategic. It's a very difficult decision to be able to like let go of like something so comfortable and stable. And something that you've actually studied for and worked a long time for and done loads of exams and all this, and then to jump into something that it's just a clear road ahead of me. So, I mean, in that sense, was it strategic? I don't think so. I didn't really check the numbers too much, to be honest with you. I would have taken a pay cut any day of the week to leave an office job, which I wasn't completely happy with, and pursue something that was a hobby. Like that, I would always do. And as long as the bills are all paid, as long as, you know, the food's put on the table, and, you know, you're always going to be happier pursuing something that you enjoy. And yeah, the risk is kind of difficult to handle sometimes. Like sometimes the stress is quite overwhelming, that you wouldn't really kind of find at work. But at the end of the day, you're doing something you love every single day, and there's nothing better to wake up to. How did you keep yourself motivated when you started Russia Flakes? So one of the biggest things that I think was tough at the time, but I didn't really realize, was the fact that I was putting out content that wasn't really being seen by anyone. Like, so I wasn't getting that many views, wasn't getting like hardly any likes. If that's how you want to measure it, you know, on YouTube, not that much either. Imagine you're putting this something out that you're really good at, or you think you're good at, and no one's really caring. Like, no one seems like they're watching. So that for me was difficult. And the way that I kind of stayed motivated was, to be honest with you, I just didn't care. Like, that is how like I pretty much function in life, is that I just don't really care, man. Like, if you're made to do something, if you feel like your purpose is to do something out of the extraordinary or whatever it is, like, you just have to pursue it. You have to be believing in what you can do, like, and just don't worry about other people viewing, watching. Like, in that sense, like, that will all come in good time. So to stay motivated, in short, I just continue to believe in the vision. I believed in myself, and I never really watched those kind of metrics, because they're the ones that can really get you down. They're the ones that can really keep you kind of like, oh no, I don't really feel motivated today to make a video. No one's gonna watch that. You know, like, no one cares. I only got like 5 likes on my last post. So that's one kind of aspect. The other aspect is obviously like just being tired. Like, I used to go to work, you know, from like 7 in the morning, come back at 8, and then I'd have to come back and do, you know, I wanted to get my stuff out that I wanted to get out, like my videos, my tutorials, learn how to edit, taking pictures and putting the pictures up and editing the pictures or whatever it is. Like, it's just another job, right? And that can really kill your motivation as well, because you just don't have the energy or the just life when you come home from work. So to put that into kind of perspective, like, how I stay motivated is because I never once really thought that I would ever leave a full-time job for this. So when I was coming home, I was actually just catering to my own needs, which was just to kind of pursue what I enjoy doing most. So when I came home, rather than just kind of sitting there watching TV doing nothing, I then started to get into a mode where actually I wanted to come home and do like what made me feel happy. So, you know, why would I come home and just sleep on and just do nothing and just get ready for the next day, when I should be just doing things to kind of like build my confidence up, or build my kind of like joy levels up, or whatever you want to call it. Like, you know, you want to do things that you love, right? So that is how I stay motivated, guys, because when you do things on a day-to-day basis that you don't like, the first thing that should be in your mind is start to get motivated to just do shit you like. Like, it's just sounds stupid, but like, that's what you should be doing, right? So it just naturally happened. Like, I came home, I was hungry to make content, and I put it out, and, you know, the world kind of returned and came back in like tenfold. Like, it's just phenomenal. Right, there we have it, peeps. I hope this kind of video serves as a little piece of kind of, yeah, motivation. You got something out of it. You learned a little bit about RA and myself, and you know, if you are pursuing what you want to pursue, your dreams, your ambitions, your goals, you know, look at yourself, look at the people around you, look at your boss, look at your colleagues. Like, that's going to be you if that's what you want it to be. Like, you know, look at them. Like, that is the path, right? If you're in your office, or if you're in whatever job you're in, if they motivate you to try and get out of that and do what you love doing most, then use that motivation, use that fuel. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It was supposed to be a short video. It has turned out to be a very long one. Hope you all have a good weekend. Make the most of it, and we'll be back soon with some killer drills, some killer tutorials, and some new rope techniques as always. Don't forget, Icon ropes are being prepped right now and they're going out. So you'll have them in your hands very, very soon. I can't wait. So thank you again for being so patient. Love you all. Peace out.